Please, young man, let's put that down, man. But I'm about to tell you something that may save your life, and more importantly, you may actually be able to share this with someone else, and you can help save their life. All right, you can be a lifesaver. Just by the information I'm going to share with you today. My name is Walt Crider. I've been with the State Police for about 25 years. It's been a real good job. It's been a great opportunity to help a lot of people, to do a lot of good things. And I made some decent money as a police officer for my family in order for us to be able to do the things that we need to do. But I tell people all the time, my number one job, people think it might be shooting folks, writing tickets, doing all that kind of stuff. My number one job is safety, flat out. Okay. It's all about keeping you safe and then keeping me safe. That's my number one job. And one of the things that we all experience, regardless of where we live, is gun violence. Am I right? How many people know someone? You didn't have to be there, you didn't have to see it happen, but you know that person and you know it happened. How many people in this room know someone who's been shot? Look around. That's almost, that's 80% of the people, okay? That's 80% of the people. Now I can take this same question and the same presentation and I can go like on the other side of M59, out there near Auburn Hills or something like that, on the side of 14 miles. And I can ask the same question to the same group of kids, same age, but I'm only going to get 2-3 people that raise their hand. You see, this is something that's affecting us. And because it's affecting us right here, that means that it's our problem and it's our problem to solve. So that's what I'm going to talk about. The other side of guns. See, you know about guns. You know about guns from TV. You know about guns from video games. You know about guns from people talking about them. But you tend to think that guns are something that they are not. People think that guns have power. People think that guns can tell people and make them do things. People think that guns make them something that they're not. And the truth of the matter is that all that you need to know and all that you need to be is already inside of you. You already got greatness living in you. What your teachers are here to do is help you bring it out. A gun's not going to do that. Violence is not going to do that. Only you can bring the greatness out. But I'm here to dispel some of these things about guns. Because people think that this thing right here got power. But the truth is, it's just a piece of steel. That's all it is. But when this piece of steel takes a life, it's got a story to tell. How many people have ever seen those makeshift memorials on the side of the road where they tie up the little teddy bears and all that kind of thing when someone's been shot? Yeah, that's something that pretty much you've all seen. Well, there's a story behind that, and there's a story behind these guns. And that's what we're going to talk about. 14 guns, 14 stories, 14 lives. Actually, more lives than that that have been changed as a result of these guns.
Wow. Wow.
They're deadly 14. Sawed-off shotgun. A 16-year-old shot and killed a father of 3 in his home in a robbery attempt and got how much money? $0. Who says that crime pays? It doesn't. There's something that people need to understand. Not all crime is motivated by money. Not all crime is motivated by money. Some people do bad things because they feel bad and they want other people to feel like they do. And I'll give you a good example. Christmas. For a lot of people, including myself, Christmas has always been a real good time. Toys, friends coming over, food, fun, all of that good stuff. When we have Christmas dinner, people come over to the house and they feel good. When you have Christmas dinner and everyone's having a good time and people come to your house, how do you want them to feel? That's right, you want them to feel good. Well, see, some people, and it's not their fault, some bad things have happened to them. Their parents have done some bad things. They live in situations that are real bad, and they feel bad, and have been feeling bad since they were your age and younger. And they want other people to feel bad too. It's called transferring. Just like you want people to feel good when you having a party, some people that feel bad inside because they've been hurt want other people to feel bad. And that's why they may commit some crime. When you want to rob and make some money, you go rob a bank. You don't break into some little old lady's house in the middle of the month when you know she doesn't have any money, and then do something bad to her. It ain't about money. That's about trying to make somebody feel bad like you feel bad. The AK-47. This is the most prolific. This gun is everywhere on this planet. It would probably be underwater if they could make it waterproof. But this gun has seen more action than any other machine gun on Earth. The story behind this AK-47, a 17-year-old used this gun in a drive-by shooting. He missed his target who was on the sidewalk. But a bullet went between the houses and struck and killed a 14-year-old playing basketball in his backyard on the next block. You see, once a bullet leaves the end of the gun, we can't get out of the way of a bullet. Hold on to that. At the end, I'm going to ask you, okay? I'm going to ask you what your question is, all right? We can't get out of the way of a bullet, but we can outsmart a bullet. That's what Sergeant Wallace was talking about stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell the dog. That's being smart. That's outsmart the bullet, because we showed him outrun them. Another AK-47. A 14-year-old was showing his father's gun to a 13-year-old friend. The gun went off accidentally, and the friend was killed by a bullet that went through his right eye. Yes. The Thompson submachine gun. This was the favorite weapon of Scarface. Now, who's seen Scarface? Say hello to my little friend, right? Well, the real Scarface was named Al Capone. And in 1929, he was the leader of the South Side Gang in Chicago. He had a bunch of his henchmen go ahead and go to the clubhouse of the South Side leader gang, Bugs Moran. And they came in and they were playing like they were police. They had on police uniforms. There were 17 people in the garage. They lined them up like it was a raid. Put them up against the wall, and then the real killers came in with the chopper. That's what they call that, the chopper. And they lined them up and killed 17 people on St. Valentine's Day. And that's why they call it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. That's the real Scarface, Al Capone. The story behind this Thompson submachine gun, an 18-year-old used his gun in a shooting after he argued with someone at a backyard party. 5 innocent people were shot. 1 person was killed. The person who he argued with, the 18-year-old, was not even injured. M1 carbine.
Oh my God.
This gun has seen more action than any gun in a U.S. military arsenal. It's been in every war since the early 1900s. That's right. We've been using this gun for over 100 years. The story behind this M1 carbine, a 16-year-old used this gun in a store robbery. He shot and killed the owner of the business after the owner gave him the cash in the cash register. The owner's daughter was to be married the very next day. Well, if he got the money, why did he kill? He didn't want any witnesses, right? Okay, that sounds real plausible. I mean, you hear that all the time. Well, I've interviewed some people, some shooting suspects, and when asked, why did you shoot him, why did you shoot her? The answer was, the gun just went off. How does the gun just go off? We're talking about a mechanical entity, a piece of steel that you have to pull the trigger, the hammer goes back, then it falls forward, hits the primer of the bullet, then a projectile comes out from the barrel. How does it just go off? Well, I'll tell you how it just goes off. I hope this video is attached to it. No, it's not. I'm going to tell you how it just goes off. There's this thing called a neural pathway. Our brain creates a pathway from our brain to a part of our body that does something on a regular basis. It's like being able to talk on the phone and chew gum. You don't even think about talking on the phone, and you certainly don't think about chewing gum. You're talking and you're chewing. You're not making your mouth go up and down. It's just doing it because you do it all the time. So it creates a pathway, a neural pathway. Well, there's something else that we do on a regular basis every day that creates a pathway from our brain to our hand. And it has to do with guns. Give me some names of some real good shoot 'em up video games.
Ooh. Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
GTA 5. Oh,
Okay. You got it. You got it.
You'll never say
This is what happens with video games. You see a target, you point, you pull. You see, point, pull. 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 Even if they're using a controller, they're still creating a pathway from seeing a target, pointing a gun, and pulling the trigger. Even if you're doing this. See, point, pull. See, point, pull. See, point, pull. See, point, pull. See, point. Over and over and over again, that neural pathway is being created. And for some people, when they get a real gun in their hand, and they see a target, and they point, what's going to happen next? They're going to pull the trigger. That's how the gun can just go off without us not even trying to do it. The MAC-10, 15-year-old used this gun in a carjacking of a school teacher. The teacher was shot 6 times in the chest, which resulted in her death.
Wow.
That's right. Wow. Our teachers, when you begin to realize the success in your life as an adult, and the success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. That means that that's something that you're constantly working to do. Whether you're trying to make money as a school teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, own a business, raise a family, a success means is that something that you're constantly working at doing that's good for everybody. When you become a success, you will look back on your teachers and you will thank them, even if you can't find them. And this is not how we thank our teachers. 38 snub-nosed revolver. A 12-year-old was playing with this gun when he accidentally shot and killed his 9-year-old cousin. 8 out of 10 people who are shot inside of the home are shot by accident. I didn't know if the gun was real. I didn't know if the gun was going to go off. I didn't know that they were going to die. Around the holidays, vacation time, summer, that's when you get a lot of accidental shootings because kids are at home, they're not being monitored, they fire a gun, you won't see my daddy's gun, one thing happens to another, boom. Christmas Day we lost the boy who was accidentally shot. You pay attention to the news, you'll see what I'm talking about. 45 Glock. An 18-year-old shot and killed a 16-year-old when the 16-year-old refused to give up his Jordan. Jordan, True Religion jeans, iPods, iPads, iPhones, nothing is worth dying for. Nothing of a material nature is worth dying for. Now there's some things worth dying for. You ask your parents about it because your parents would probably die for you. But ain't nothing of a material basis worth dying for. Nothing. 22 semi-automatic. 15-year-old female gang member shot and killed her grandmother by accident. When she was handling under the bedroom, the bullet went through the wall of the bedroom and into the kitchen where the grandmother was sitting at the table. Oh. That's right. Big Mama. I can't even realize, I can't even understand or even think about someone shooting my grandmother. Grandmothers that raised 2-3 generations of people, boy, I tell you. A 38 snub-nose, an 18-year-old who was using this gun to scare a 17-year-old victim from dating his ex-girlfriend. The 18-year-old shot the victim 3 times in the back. As a result, the 17-year-old paralyzed for the rest of his life. 357 revolver. A mother left this gun in a dresser drawer where it was found by her 13-year-old daughter. The daughter shot herself accidentally in the face. She was killed instantly. 357 revolver. 16-year-old used this gun in a store robbery. A security guard shot and killed a 16-year-old. 22 revolver. A 19-year-old used this gun in a home invasion. The police chased him. He shot at the officers and they returned fire, killing the 19-year-old. Now, in almost 30 years of police work, I've never shot anybody, never shot at anybody, never killed anybody. I didn't take this job to shoot or kill anybody. And the truth of the matter is that most police officers don't get in killing shooting. If this represents 100 police officers, maybe 10 in a 25-year career have actually been in a shootout. Yeah, about